Yeah, 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 yeah. I was sleeping, had to wake up. Why? Every reason I can think of. God, till the day I keep the ink up.
What's up, YouTube? Today, we'll be looking at disturbing TikToks that'll make you question reality. So without further ado, welcome to Adam Strain Reacts. Let's get her done.
They tell you the pyramids are just tombs. That's a lie. The Great Pyramid is a message, carved in stone. Its location is no accident. The pyramid stands at the exact geographical center of all landmass on Earth, the true prime meridian that was hidden from us. But that's only the beginning. The length of its base, in ancient cubits, perfectly matches the number of days in a year. A mathematical precision that should have been impossible. And this is where it gets terrifying. Its geographical coordinates. They are an exact match for the digits of the speed of light, a fundamental constant of the universe, encoded into its location. How? Their message was aimed at the stars. The three Giza pyramids are an earthly mirror of Orion's belt, an alignment that happens once in thousands of years. They knew the cosmos better than we do, and there are other clues. Just look at the Sphinx. Its face tells a story they've tried to erase for centuries. The pyramids are a code, and we're only just beginning to crack it. They don't want you knowing this. The algorithms are designed to make sure we never see each other again. Follow now, so we don't get lost.
If you go to the hospital today and get an encephalogram, what's that? That's the memory of your conscious mind. It's on the CD. Let's download it on this being. Now we got a walking, talking duplicate that has the total memory that you have because we just took it off of your own mind.
Okay, it's like Blade Runner, the android.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. The only thing is that it's like this DVD recorder. Sometimes you have glitches in it, so you have to have them tuned up occasionally or redone them. And so we take them to Camp David, or there's a wing at Bethesda Hospital to just tell you. If you go down there and check, you'll find the nurses, if they're willing to come forth, they'll tell you they work on those people, and they call them the others. I thought it was interesting. They're people. Remember, these people can think and act, but they don't have soul. That's also prophesized. Soulless beings.
That's true. That's true.
I know it seems a bit far-fetched, considering that talking about storing consciousness on another body or replacing people. But then again, we also, in the common knowledge, we also accept the fact that the military normally is accepted to be, let's say, 20 years ahead of the curve when it comes to technology. So if we consider that 20 years, and we consider the fact that today we have Neuralink, which is literally like an interface between the brain and the world, right? Is it that far-fetched to think that maybe 10, 20 years ago they were doing tests to sort of get to that point? I don't know. The guy doesn't sound credible to me, but at the same time, when I think about Neuralink and all the things that have been coming out as for, interfacing with the machine, makes me question. Maybe some of these people before knew ahead of time. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think this guy makes sense? No? Let's keep on rocking.
Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm here to tell you about my brand new movie, Gemini Man. Let me tell you, this joint is crazy. It's like me versus... Whoa, wait, don't give away too much, man. Yeah, okay, I can say clone, I want to say clone. All right, so there's like a clone in the movie that's trying to like kill me. Yo, film is directed by Ang Lee. Right. It's directed by Ang Lee. I've been wanting to work with Ang for forever, so you got to check it out. Yo, man, tell him when it comes out. It comes out October. Gemini Man is hot. I want y'all to check it out. Yo, let's get a selfie real quick. Let's hop in for a selfie.
So the Aambora artifacts were discovered in Mexico in 1994. They consisted of 33,000 artifacts found, and the carbon date put them back 6,500 years ago, which would have been 4,500 BC.
Jeez.
And these artifacts were so strange, and I've never heard of them, probably because the story's trying to get swamped over by the Smithsonian. But these artifacts, they consisted of like stone and clay, like figurines and stuff of like dinosaurs.
Oh.
And like there was one figurine of a warrior riding a triceratops.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
And then they had other figurines of like mermaids, human animal hybrids. They even had one that looked like Bigfoot and
Yeah.
like just this crazy stuff that like totally messes with the whole narrative
Yeah.
that humans interacted with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Because there's a man
timeline is-
riding a dinosaur.
The timeline is scrambled.
And so it was authenticated by 3 men in the profession that were like, they knew what they were looking at and what they were talking about.
Yeah.
But then the Smithsonian, like, nope, this is all, it's a fraud. None of these are real. And they said, we're going to carbon date it ourselves. And they did. And they're like, these are only 30 years old.
This right here is every parent's worst nightmare. Imagine you drop your child off at a daycare, at a church daycare at that. Then hours later, you're rushing them to the hospital because of an incident that happened at a daycare. That's what happened in Bainbridge, Georgia, y'all. Yvette Thurston has been charged with first-degree aggravated battery and 3 counts of child abuse. They said she beat this boy inside the daycare, which was called Little Blessings Daycare. And y'all, the crazy thing is, it's not like he just went home and was like, this daycare worker beat me. It was all on video. Now ask yourself, if the camera caught this lady doing this time, how many times did she do it without being caught? And per reports, I'm hearing that was the child's first time at that daycare. And that happened. Like, what? Now that child finna be traumatized. I don't care what that child did. It's no reason why that lady should have did that. Something wrong here, bruh. Something wrong with that lady, for sure. Y'all, we've been hearing this shit too often. So it's just not about one case. It's about the system in a whole. Like I said, we hear this too much. Something gotta change. These people gotta go through more evaluations or something, because for that lady to do that to that child, it had to been something wrong with her. You just ask yourself, this is at a church daycare. So how does something like this happen? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this down below in the comments. And also, double tap this if you think she should be getting over 10 years.
Have you ever heard about the fact?
I know it's like hyper normalized, the fact that the mother and the father work so that, you know, handing your child over to the state, whether it be through schools, through daycare, kindergarten, is completely normalized. But this is a good example that shows you the repercussions of that, because basically, you know, we're leaving our kids, the most important thing in our life, in the care of people that basically are there for a paycheck, right? So they're not motivated by the well-being of the kids per se. So the incentive is monetary. So I find it makes for a very weird system where instead of being raised with nurture and care, it's sort of like a 9-to-5 type of vibe. And I mean, it's not all situations. Obviously, some people have it as a calling, and you know, they do the best they can. And I admire people that work with children and that take care of them. And I'm really not saying that everyone's bad, but how many of these cases would happen if we were in charge of raising our children is my point, you know, to not delegate that part to the state. Because in reality, I mean, apart from, you know, saying that we're equals and independent and all that, at the end of the day, all we're doing is paying 2 taxes, 2 incomes, you know, 2 revenues per house. So we end up contributing twice as much and then paying for someone to take care of the kids, right? I don't know. I'm having a hard time with that dynamic, because we're sort of seeing what the product of this education system is, especially this generation. So I feel like maybe homeschooling is a solution, you know? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that, you know, homeschooling helps the kid? I know a lot of people say that they lack social interactions. Have you guys had an experience with that? Were you ever homeschooled? And how did it go? What do you guys think? I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this. Let's keep on rocking.
Fast food theory? The idea that maybe what we're eating isn't what we think it is. See, people vanish every single day. Kids, adults, gone with no trace. Now here's where it gets weird. When scientists test fast food meat again and again, they keep finding human DNA. People explain it away. Oh, it's just hair, it's contamination, it happens in kitchens. Fine, but think bigger. McDonald's alone brags about serving billions and billions of burgers. Add Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, every diner, every chain worldwide. Do the math. How many cows exist on this planet right now? How many chickens? How many pigs? The numbers don't add up. It's impossible to keep up that supply without something else. Even world leaders like Vladimir Putin have hinted at this. And you know when powerful men drop cryptic lines, they're not joking, they're warning. So here's the uncomfortable thought nobody wants to swallow. Maybe fast food isn't just cheap meat. Maybe it's a silent recycling program.
This is just a theory, not a fact.
Hey, yo, my man said, black slang is just white phrases, but in reverse. White folks, don't start. Black folks, keep on. White folks, sure, I'm up for it. Black folks, yeah, I'm down. White folks, you got the wrong one, pal. Black folks, you got the right one today. White folks, all right, everyone, let's roll. Black folks, all right, y'all, let's bounce. White folks, I hope he doesn't. Black folks, I wish a nigga would. White folks, don't do that. Black folks, do it again. White folks, who are you talking to? Black folks, you ain't talking to me, sir. White folks, are you serious? Black folks, stop playing. For real. White folks, you don't want to know. Black folks, fuck around and find out.
Please stop eating this shit. Let me show y'all a little something, okay? Pay attention. Nuggets. Look at that. Look at that. That's what's in these nuggets. I know y'all like y'all's hot and spicy, but look at that. Look, even your desserts, your apple pies. Watch out, man. Even your fucking McGriddles, man. Look, just think about it. I'm just trying to tell y'all, let y'all know. Because y'all don't get to see these ingredients, so. Stop eating this shit, okay?
Apparently, if you put a brown paper bag up next to a hornet's nest, the hornets actually leave their nest.
Hilarious. I found this on the internet. I saw somewhere on a video, it said if you hang a bag next to your wasp nest, it'll make them move out because they're super territorial. And I never thought it would work. I thought, no way. But it worked. In about 2 weeks, they all just left. A paper bag. Crazy.
Attempt to get rid of this wasp nest at his house, this guy decided to put gasoline in a cup and then put the cup underneath the wasp nest. As soon as he did this, immediately all the wasps just decided to jump inside of the gasoline, which obviously ended up ending their lives. And this is just so interesting to see.
Is that like a reject Dumbo the Clown?
Well, is
that like a scorpion wasp
with wings?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
Do you know ants and bees are all evolved derivatives of the original creature?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Wasps are actually the original creature, and everything else is a derivative. That's why you can see sometimes ants have wings. It's because they came from wasps.
Hi, welcome back to CIA Declassified. I found a very interesting one I think you guys might like. So these techniques come from the Monroe Institute from their Gateway program, which is the meditative program that the CIA used in their research in Project Stargate, which is essentially used to expand consciousness, get you to interact with non-physical energies, etc. One of their techniques for their daily life, I tried and it worked and it freaked me out. This right here is how to reduce pain signals. So you're gonna look at or visualize the part of your body that's in pain, and you're gonna repeat the number 55515. When you do these two things, the pain signals will slowly reduce until they are no longer important.
The world population.
very weird. I did look a bit at the gateway programs. Very interesting. But, you know, you guys think that's possible that you could access some sort of coding within yourself, but just by saying certain numbers? I mean, it sounds completely far-fetched and it sounds out of the realm of what's possible. But at the same time, how is this found in the middle of CIA documents, which are funded by taxpayer dollars and that, you know, have experiments running? So it seems like there must be some evidence for this conclusion. But then again, you know, it sounds so outlandish. Why don't you give it a shot? Let me know if it works. Tell me down below. Did the 55515 technique work for you? Yes or no?
Could easily exceed 8 billion by the year 2020. The negative impact of population growth on all of our planetary ecosystems is becoming appallingly evident. Unless nations will agree to work together to tackle these cross-border challenges posed by population growth, overconsumption of resources, and environmental degradation, the prospects for a decent life on our planet will be threatened.
Do you hear about that fucking object that's hurtling towards Earth at like 130,000 miles an hour?
No, that might solve all our problems.
Some intergalactic object that's hurt. There's this guy, Avi Loeb. He's a professor at Harvard that believes it might be an alien probe.
Wow.
And he was talking about the odds of this thing being in the trajectory that it is, entering into our solar system in a direct path with Earth. The odds are extremely low. And at the place where it's doing it, it's when the Earth is the opposite side of the sun, so it's coming from behind the sun. And it's so it makes it difficult to detect. And that this object is in a direct line to come to Earth in 2027.
Do they have a trajectory of where it's going to land?
I don't think they totally know that yet. I think they're trying to calculate whether or not it's actually going to hit Earth or come near Earth or pass by Earth or what it, what it is.
Like why do they think it's an alien satellite or whatever?
Well, there's this guy, Avi Loeb.
The number of times in my life that I've heard about, there's a possibility that an asteroid or comet or this item is going to pass by is extremely high. The number of times that it happened is 0. And it always seems like there's another one, there's a new one. What sort of makes me doubt everything is that they seem to know exactly what's going on in a galaxy far, far, far away. But they can't tell if, they're going to get smacked or not. I know there's a lot of variables. I get it. But still, like, even with weather, it's the same thing. Like, we make predictions, somehow it doesn't happen, and until the last second, we're not sure. I don't know. Do you guys think it makes sense? It seems like we have it all figured out in some cases, and in some cases, it feels like we can't even predict what's going to happen tomorrow. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know if you think that we're going to get hit, not hit, if this is just a fear tactic. What do you guys think? Let me know down below, and let's keep on rocking.
Professor that I'm discussing, he also had an analysis of another object that passed by Earth a few years back that they named, and they said that this thing had a very bizarre metallic sort of a look to it that he did not think, based on the shape of it and the way it was traveling, that it was natural. So he thought that that could have been some sort of an alien craft as well. I don't know.
So a lot of people have been tagging me in videos where ice cream trucks are riding through neighborhoods at night playing the ice cream truck music. And people are worried because they think that whoever or whatever is in these ice cream trucks are trying to lure kids to come outside. And we know that there's been a lot of reports of missing kids, a lot of reports of kidnappings. So that shit does not look right. Matter of fact, look at this shit. Look at this shit right here. What is an ice cream truck doing out at this time playing that music, riding through slow? That don't make a lot of sense to me. And that honestly doesn't even look like a real ice cream truck. Maybe it's different in different states. Tell me that makes sense to you. And that's not the only video. Look at this shit. Look at this. With all of the kids that were reported missing in Virginia, with all of the kids that's missing all over, that right there does not sound right. Now, let me ask you this question. In your neighborhoods, do ice cream trucks run around that late? If so, jump in the comments and let me know. My thing is this. Maybe, just maybe, they were finishing their shift and on their way back to take the ice cream trucks where they're supposed to be. But what if that wasn't the case? What if these people are people that's luring kids and taking kids? We don't know, but we need to find out. I'm out.
In the Islamic belief, the holy city of Mecca, which is in Saudi Arabia, Mecca has a Masonic circle, and within the Masonic circle is a square, because you got to do everything on the square, remember. You have a town square, you have New York Square, you have Vatican Square, you have Red Square, you have all kinds of squares. Why? Because this is Masonic. And it goes all the way back into the ancient world, the terms and symbols. Again, the planet Saturn is called the black square. It's called the dark sun, the black sun. This is what the Nazis and the SS and the Gestapo wore black. The Nazi Party was probably the most glorious Saturnalian brotherhood we've ever seen. Nazis were heavy into the Saturnalian system of philosophy, war, destruction. Saturn is the god of this world. From that, we get the dark side of the Force, Darth Vader. Remember Darth Vader with his Nazi helmet speaking through the Masonic triangle? Somebody better do their homework. This stuff is fascinating when you get into it.
What you're looking at right here.
Wow. What I find super interesting about symbology is that at any moment when you receive a new key that unlocks a new door or a new understanding or a new symbol, you're sort of able to go backtrack, and reassess movies, shows, symbols, pictures, and then unlock its meaning afterwards. So you might have watched Star Wars as a young child, but now once you unlock a few of the keys, you go back to listen to Star Wars, and it seems like, okay, a new door of understanding has opened. You know what I'm saying? I love symbology. I love etymology. I like knowing where things come from and what they mean and what their purpose are. And I find it empowers us to understand things at a higher level and allows us to crunch the data and allow us to reach for better outcomes. I don't know if that makes sense for anyone, but let's keep on rocking.
Here is the Chittorgarh Fort in India. And not only is this the largest fort in India, but it is an astronomical, mathematical, and spiritual machine carved straight into the land. This place spreads across 700 acres on a high plateau like a giant mandala. Its walls stretch 13 kilometers, aligned with the land like it's mapping the stars above. This is one of the monuments within this fort called the Tower of Victory. And this isn't just a normal monument, it is a cosmic antenna. It is covered in carvings of gods, avatars, celestial beings, and sacred geometry. It is 9 stories tall, symbolizing the 9 planets of Vedic astrology. Each level is like a step on the ladder from the earth all the way to the heavens. Even more interesting is what they call the Tower of Fame, which is literally a stone-coated star map. It is filled with the divine truths about the cycles of time, the yugas, and the eternal return. And on a side note, it is estimated this thing weighs 800 metric tons. How are we supposed to believe that these people carved all of this stuff out with hammer and chisel, rope and pulley, primitive civilization? How did they hoist all of this up there? Absolutely crazy to think that. Now, the fort's palaces and gates, they aren't random. Their alignments perfectly mirror solstices and equinox pathways. These ancient engineers were quite literally mapping celestial rhythms into stone itself. Here's the wild part. This fort is drenched in legends where thousands of souls choose fire over conquest. People go here, they swear that they can feel past lives of their ancestors echoing in the stones themselves. Geometry, astrology, astronomy, and mythology is all baked into this fortress. What you're looking at right here is a portal of divine power. It is a spiritual circuit board designed to keep the people in sync with the cosmos itself. This is not just history, guys. This is cosmic technology in plain sight. How could we view this scale, this sophistication, the mathematical precision, and believe what we're told to believe, that these people were primitive, that they used hammer and chisel? It's not possible. These people were so far advanced from our time that it's not even explainable. Some sort of very sophisticated laser technology, directed energy needed to be used to create this sort of sophistication, this sort of precision, this sort of mathematical fucking just anomalies. Our ancient ancestors were so much more wise than we have been told, guys. When you start to look within, you'll find the real truth to everything, and the truth shall set you free. Peace and love.
These Iranian.
Truly beautiful. The thing that I have a hard time to wrap my head around is, first of all, it looks like it's carved straight out of the stone, straight out of the mountain. Amazing. But when you look at that tall tower, the way that the pattern seemed to repeat itself, it sort of makes me think of like origami paper. So like you make a few holes, and then when you open it up, it's like symmetrical, and you see like the same designs on all sides. I don't know. It's giving me that type of vibe. It seems like it's not made with hammer and chisel and just making every curve or something. It feels like it's more of a global approach where you're using patterns and you're repeating them, right? Very interesting. I cannot explain how in awe I am to humans' capability of building and the amount of detail. It's truly humbling to see what human is capable of doing and see what we're doing today. It's truly humbling to see the potential that we have. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that these buildings are beyond our capability? Does it look 3D printed? Does it look like another technology was used? Or is it just time and effort, right? Let me know down below. Let's keep on rocking.
Bloodlines completely. The Jesuits took over. They operate through the Jesuits. And the Jesuits took over the CIA in about 2002. And the CIA, the purpose of the CIA primarily is to do assassinations. It has nothing to do with benefiting the American people. It's for benefiting these global ruling elite. The Bushes, the Clintons, these other presidential families are all servants. They're Zionist facilitators for the this hidden international global cabal. And other members of these bloodlines are, I said Castro and Leon Panetta, the Shah of Iran. The Shah of Iran is from the Pahlavi family. And in Italy, it's the Pallavicini family or bloodline. And chi means the stock or the bloodline. So they're the ones running the world. And probably Kate Middleton, who married Prince William, I believe she has ancient Iranian bloodlines as well in her family history.
Questions you're not allowed to ask. Why did the owner of the World Trade Center get maximum insurance against terrorist attacks 6 weeks prior to 9/11? Why did the owner have breakfast in the towers every morning except for September 11th? Why was there an unidentified group of short cells purchased against airline companies right before the attacks? Why was every passenger incinerated in the explosion, but the terrorist passport somehow survived? Why was CNN already there before the attacks with a camera crew ready to film? Why was a report published a year before 9/11 by politicians in George W. Bush's administration saying they needed to aggressively expand military power worldwide, but they need a, quote, catalyzing Pearl Harbor level event in order to gain public support?
We gotta yell, we gotta get it out. Abby. No, you gotta get it the fuck out of our house.
never seen it blue. How did it get in the first? There's a bear in our house. It's leaving. It opened the fucking door. No, the garage door is closed. It just opened the door. It can't touch the cars. It can't touch the cars. That's literally. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's a bear in our house. That's not real. Are you on the phone?
What do you do when the bear opens the doors?
Epidemic they're calling AI psychosis.
Psychiatrists are warning about a new phenomenon called AI psychosis. It's real and it's spreading fast. It's when a person's conversation with an AI like ChatGPT trigger a break from reality. Take this Reddit post, for example. A woman says her partner, after talking to ChatGPT, now believes he's a superior human and the next messiah. He's not alone. Psychiatrists are seeing a growing number of people hospitalized after their lives began to spiral following intense interactions with AI. AI is designed to agree with you. It's a sycophant.
And that's a wrap for today, familia. Whether you're tuning in with the sunrise or you just posted up at midnight, I appreciate your time, your energy, and your curiosity. Don't forget, this isn't about truth or fiction, it's about perspective. If this sparked a thought, a laugh, a deeper question, then we did our job. Drop your thoughts in the comments, keep the convo alive, like, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell if you're riding a wave because we're just getting started. Until next time, I'm Adam Strain, and this has been Adam Strain Reacts. Peace!
But now's the time for us to link up. Really think we on the brink up. Making a change from living this strange. Living this change. Making a change from living this strange.